Laura Vorreyer is the author of the new book, The Pet Sitter's Tale. Thank goodness I finally got you on the line. Thank you so much for joining me here on the show.
I'm super excited to be on, Ryan. You guys are making me hungry over here.
That's what we do. That's how I keep it. That's how I get my skinny girl jeans. I talk about food, but I don't eat it. I just look at it all day. That's all I do. Talk to me about The Pet Sitter's Tale.
Oh, it's just a great book. I think it's a collection of all my wackiest, wildest stories taking care of furry children out here in La La Land.
Was this your destiny? Is this where you headed? I have always been a pet guy. I have always had dogs. You know, when I met my wife, the first thing she said when I started dating, she's like, I really want something. I'm like, oh my God, we only been dating for 3 weeks. She already wants to get married. She's like, no, I don't want to get married one day, but I want a dog. Not too many people are out there that, like me, I had dogs all through my life. So, I mean, Pet's Tale to me is like screaming. Pet Sitter's Tale is like all me. But, you know, some people out there, they get their first dog, cat in mid-20s, mid-30s, mid-40s.
That's right. I grew up with dogs. I've always loved them. Always. I mean, I was that little kid who would be like, oh, there's a stray. Can we take it home, please? I was that kid. I just never thought that it would turn into a career. I think that was more accidental, but I'm with you. I love dogs, especially. And I'm always thinking, like, what kind of dog do I want to get next? You know, like, what's the next big thing? Like, what's the next dog I want to get? Like,
how do you not do that? Laura, how do you, I mean, I swear, if there's not a law in Marin County that you can only have 3 dogs, we would have 40. We would have so many dogs. And every time, what's our friend that has the elderly dog company, Muttville? Sherry Franklin. Oh my God. It's kind of like that commercial when Melissa Etheridge, or whoever it is that sings in your SPCA. I'm like, just bring them all to my house. I just strap them to my body and I will fly with them everywhere. I mean, there's something about some of your tales in the book. Take us through a couple chapters. Take us through some of from even a potbelly pig.
Oh, sure. Well, it kind of like the first chapter is how I kind of fell into it. I fell into it because I had ran into Paula Poundstone on a lot when I was walking a dog, and she just happened to ask me, hey, are you a professional dog walker? And I was like, yes, I am. I needed to be a professional anything at that time, especially if it meant a job. And that's how it started.
Really?
So once I started walking,
Does Paula know you lied?
Probably now she does.
She does now. Paula's a huge fan of my show. You didn't know that.
Well, that's a great thing about having, like, that true love for pets. I think, like, the dog will really pick up that energy and just go with it. But in all fairness, her dog was dragging me down the street, like, all the time.
So what have you learned with your – you jumped into learning lessons about dog training, and this is privy to where you can probably, Google everything. What is the connection? What do you really have to do? Is there any lessons you can teach somebody right now that just
Absolutely.
people starting off?
You have to be in charge. You can't be scared. You can't show fear. You can't even think the word fear, because dogs are giving and picking up and giving you cues through their body language all the time. So if you are fearful at any point and the dog thinks that it's their job to be in charge, you're going down. So you want to be, like, confident, but, not, like, overly confident. You want to be confident. You want to steer the dog which way you want the dog to go. So you always want to be, as a dog walker, anyone who has a dog, scanning that geography in front of you for anything that might trigger your dog. So you see your neighbor walking his dog, he's not on the leash, cross the street, you see that squirrel and he's, like, running in and out of the road and your dog's noticing it, go the other direction. So you have to kind of guide your dog in and out of the situations that you choose. You don't let your dog be in charge. It's too much pressure on them.
So here's a question. I had actually had Julia on my Facebook page, knew that you were coming on today, and I only have about another minute, so I'm sorry to cut this short. She says, my tone of voice, does that affect the feelings of my dog? Basically, I think she's saying is like, hey, let's use my dog, for instance. Pumpkin, hey, shh. Do they react better to a heightened voice, or is there a tone we should always stick to?
Okay, absolutely. So when you're training, this is a great question. When you're training your dog,
thank you, Julia, for writing.
Yeah, that's a good question. So when you're training your dog and your dog does something good, you want to use that high Disney princess dog to tell your dog praise. Hey, that's awesome! You did a great job. Like so your dog knows the difference in tone. And conversely, if your dog does something you don't want your dog to do, use your deeper voice. Just no. So you know that your dog understands through the tone of your voice and the intonation in your voice, this is good, this is not. So they're just reacting to that tone, not so much what you might be saying, because maybe they don't get the words, but they understand the tone positively.
All right. I would love to talk to you more. Do me a favor. Next time I'm live in the next couple of weeks, I want you to come back. Let's spend a half an hour. Let's help all the dog fans out there. Let everybody know your book, where they can find it.
It's The Pet Sitter's Tale on Amazon.com or BarnesandNobles.com.
Laura Vorreyer, you rock. I can't wait to have you back on again. The Pet Sitter's Tale is at my house, and I've been reading it. I love it because I'm awake all the time. This is KGO, San Francisco, San Jose, Oakland. Hold tight. The Man-Dad panel is coming up. Dad panel.